Welcome back to Fort Cow Live. We have just received probably the best Fortnite news of all time because the Brainrot skins, and even actually now that I think about it, even like Brainrot maps inside of Fortnite, like Steal the Brainrot, could be removed. This is because Spider Games, a company owned by Roblox creator Spider Sammy, the chief product officer at Doe Big Studios, which owns the popular Roblox experience Steal the Brainrot, filed a legal complaint against Momentum Labs, or Momentum Lab, claiming Momentum did not have the right to claim ownership of Tung Sahur and other AI generated Brainrot characters like the fucking the female cup triple launcher. I have no idea. I don't even remember her name. Somebody tell me in the comments. The lawsuit is currently in progress, but Spider Games is confident in its argument because US courts have not yet ruled in favor of any creator's ownership of content created using large language models or other generative AI tools. This is actually insane. Not really, honestly. This is honestly not really that surprising. I knew this was something like this was going to happen, and I 100% support Spider Sammy and this legal battle, because anybody who claims like AI generated assets is like theirs and they claim ownership of it is honestly just so stupid. And it's completely right. I'm pretty sure it was the US Supreme Court that actually ruled that AI generated assets or just anything generated AI is not protected by copyright. They said it multiple times, multiple case laws. The Supreme Court is actually declining to take up any cases if AI art can be copyrighted, and I'm glad they aren't even dealing with that BS and having to go to court over it. They've said multiple times that no, like, you do not own AI generated images, assets, media, or anything like that. You don't own none of it. When AI generates something, it's basically using like everything it can find on the internet. It's basically kind of stealing everybody else's artwork when it generates something, because that's where it finds all like the data and stuff on the internet, and it just creates its own little thing. So the fact that you are trying to claim that as yours and get copyright on it is just so stupid, in my opinion. This could get it removed from Fortnite, but the thing is, it's like Spider Sammy is basically like trying to fight this, saying that, you know, they don't own it, they shouldn't be able to copyright it or, you know, claim ownership of it at all. They're trying to get it in like the public kind of domain, so basically anybody could use it. You can't get sued over it if you try to add Tung Sahur in your video game or put it in any of your assets or artwork or anything like that, which I think is amazing. But the thing is like, how would this get it removed from Fortnite? So if Spider Sammy does win this case and these AI brain rots enter the public domain, how would that get it removed from Fortnite? Because if it's in the public domain, then either way it's public and they can still sell the skins no matter what. The only thing I would really think about this is that since Fortnite and Epic Games didn't just add these skins, they actually got the licenses from Momentum Labs to get this added, right? And then doing that kind of solidifies that companies can literally claim that AI assets and AI artwork is their copyright, rather than them just kind of saying, you know, screw all of you guys, it's AI generated, we can add whatever we want to the game and make money off of it if it's in the public domain. If it's public domain, you can make money off of anything you want as long as it's public. They say Epic Games' acknowledgement of Momentum Labs' IP ownership claim is the latest complication in an ongoing legal dispute over AI generated memes. The Italian Brainrot characters that we're talking about, and by the way, Italian Brainrot isn't like all this tongue and all that generated from like Indonesia, but anyways, characters that we're talking about here have all come out of an AI image generators, and the Copyright Office has been very clear and very consistent in its guidance, which is if something is generated by AI without sufficient human ownership, it's not copyrightable, and no court has disagreed with that, said Ariane Moss, a lawyer representing Spider Games in the lawsuit, in an interview with GamesBeat. On the other hand, Momentum Labs is relying on legal precedent, backing up the idea that creators can own the internet memes they create. Well, of course you can own the memes, it just can't be AI generated, stupid. Anyways, in past years, creators have successfully claimed IP and generated revenue from widespread memes like Keyboard Cat and Charlie Bit My Finger. Once again, those were AI generated, so I don't know why they're bringing that up. And Momentum Labs views Italian Brainrot memes like Tung Sahur as a similar case. To create the character, Noxa had to come up with the name and input a prompt into an AI tool, human inputs that could give the creator a valid ownership claim. Their entire argument is that, well, since Noxa, whoever, the owner, the original creator of, you know, Tung Tung and the AI generated Italian Brainrot characters, since they had to go to a generator and actually input a name and input a prompt into an AI tool that is theirs. No, you didn't create it. You didn't pay anybody to create it on your behalf. You used a public tool, a website, to literally create art in which that AI generation, that tool just stole art from across the entire internet and generated something from your prompt. So technically, the AI program should actually own your art. And I'm not saying the companies behind it. I'm saying the AI in itself should actually own your art. And since an AI isn't a real person, or they're not walking around, they're not yet a real thing, it's basically public. You don't own it, Noxa, or not Noxa, Momentum Labs, who bought it from them. I don't know. You guys don't own it. Stop trying to claim you put into a prompt that's protected by copyright, and you're gonna sue people, and you're gonna stand up to people and send copyright lawsuits and DMCA takedowns on people who use your characters or whatever. It's not yours. An AI generated. It's the AI's for all I care. And hey, the AI doesn't care if I use or not. The AI isn't gonna send me a lawsuit. Chat GTP or whatever program you guys use, I'm not gonna get a letter in the mail saying the AI Chat GTP is sending you to court. No, it's just not gonna. Oh, not yet, at least. Hopefully that doesn't happen in the future, but that's not gonna happen. So there's like a whole, you know, a case of it. The summary of the case: plaintiffs own the popular video game, see the Brainrot, Roblox is blah 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 blah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's going to court and all that. Once again, like, I don't necessarily know if this. I mean, well, since Epic Games and Fortnite collabed and acknowledged Momentum Labs IP ownership of Steal the Brainrot and well, Steal the Brainrot actually got the licenses from Spider Sammy, I'm pretty sure, to do that, so they're okay, they're good, they have that. Epic Games got it from Momentum Labs. They're basically standing up for them, or they are acknowledging that they own the characters, which that's kind of crazy. They did that instead of going to Spider Sammy, but either way, Spider Sammy's saying that they're public and they don't need anybody to do that. Obviously, if Momentum Labs wins this case, or they don't hear it and it's de facto they win, then nothing's gonna happen. They're gonna keep selling the Brainrot skins or whatever. But if Spider Sammy wins, there could be a reality where they stop selling the skins. They're not going to remove it from people's loggers. They're not going to force refunds. Fortnite never does that. Most likely it's going to stay in the game either way, but it could just not come back to the shop, which is possible. Once again, like, they would only not do that if they wanted to stick up for Momentum Labs, or they just didn't want to deal with it. I think they only acknowledge that Momentum Labs had the IP ownership because they didn't want any lawsuits coming their way. Fortnite's got is like juggling like 15,000 lawsuits with the Apple, spending billions of dollars on lawyer fees with the Apple, suing Apple, they're suing Google, and they're having some other complications, and it looks like they might even start suing Steam and Valve, because Tim Sweeney is on Twitter complaining about Gabe and Valve and all that. But yeah, they have so many lawsuits against people, and they're suing that one Fortnite leaker guy, which isn't showing up to court, which I'm gonna make my own video on. It's kind of wild, that leaker. He's probably in Mexico City by now. But I mean, yeah, if they win, like, I don't think they might just not even, like, if they win, they might just, like, just because there's a whole court case over it, they might just stop selling it. They might just not even deal with it anymore. They could just put it back in the shop, but then, like, who makes money off of it? Like, we don't know the deal specifically, because I don't think they get paid per, like, X sales on, like, you know, whoever buy, you know, 1,000 people buy Tung Tung Sahur, and then Epic Games gets, like, or no, Momentum Labs gets like $1 per 1,000. I don't think it's anything like that. They probably gave them like a lump sum, and they paid for the licensing of it. So if Spider Sammy wins and it's public, I don't know how that deal works. Like, if there's some other deal where it's per X things, then that's going to complicate things. But if it's just they got a lump sum, I don't know why people are thinking that, you know, this is going to get the skins removed, when in all reality, like, they already got their money. The licensing thing is changed. Spider Sammy's not claiming it's theirs, they're claiming it's public and nobody can copyright it. They're going to keep selling it, or most likely, which I honestly think, they'll just not deal with it because they don't want to deal with no legal complaints. They don't want to deal with no legal proceedings. They'll probably just won't be coming back into the shop. So basically, what you're going to get from this video is that these skins are going to become very rare. Fortnite doesn't want to deal with it. They're probably not going to be in the shop for like 5+ years, which is amazing. I love when these Brainrot skins are in the shop. Just makes the shop make it look so disgusting. They do make a lot of money off of those skins, so maybe it's possible to keep coming back. But if they don't come back, you're going to be seeing Fortnite accounts on eBay with these skins. They're going to be very rare, probably not going to be seen in 5+ years, and they're going to go for thousands of dollars. So anybody who has the Tung Sahur skin and the, what is that, Cappuccina, something like that, I don't know, you got some very rare skins right there, sir, and they're probably worth thousands upon thousands of dollars. Anyways, do you guys think that this legal proceeding is going to get these skins removed from the game? And who do you think is going to win? Are you backing Momentum Labs, where they're claiming that they own it and it's their, it's their copyright, their IPs, when this characters were generated from AI? Or are you backing Spider Sammy, which it's public, you can't claim it's your ownership, you don't own it, basically it's the public's? Either way, Epic Games is kind of has like the best middle kind of area here, because they don't have to really do anything. They kind of can just sit back, relax, and they could just keep selling it. They don't really care. Either it goes public and they keep selling it, or it's owned by Momentum Labs and they keep selling it and they're Gucci. But I don't want to keep yapping about this anymore. I'm kind of getting some brain rot even thinking about this and talking about it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Like I said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.